We're here at BANYAS, known as Caesarea Philippi in the Bible, which Herod Philip constructed. One of the intriguing features of this site is the giant cave set in this rocky cliff. In the time of Jesus, part of the Jordan River flowed from the mouth of this cave. There was also a large temple built to honor Augustus Caesar. To the right of the cave, set into the cliff, there are niches that used to contain different idols such as Pan and his nymphs. And as we look further right, we notice the whole upper level of this site was a series of altars, temples, or worship areas to different gods. Further on to the right and below us, we observe the beautiful green trees around the Jordan River flowing away from us. And more to the right, behind the trees, lie the ruins of the palace of Herod Agrippa II. Though this area is undoubtedly beautiful, this site has a history of false gods and idol worship. In Matthew 16, Jesus brings his disciples here. We might wonder why he would bring them to such a pagan site where many rabbis wouldn't even approach. He asks them who the people say he is, then who the disciples themselves say he is. Here Peter makes his famous confession, "You are the Christ, the Son of the living God." Jesus is pleased and tells him that on this rock he will build his church. What does this rock mean? Many Catholics think it refers to Peter himself, whom they consider the first pope. And indeed, Peter was a key leader of the early church. Many Protestants think it means his confession of Jesus as Christ, and of course that belief is essential. But perhaps Jesus brought the disciples here to say that even in this pagan evil place, on this huge rock behind him, his church would be established as well. Jesus also says that the gates of hell will not prevail against the church. An interesting fact is that the name many local people gave to the large cave was the gates of hell. They thought it was an opening into the underworld. Finally, later on in the chapter, Jesus tells the disciples he must suffer and die and be resurrected, but Peter protests, hoping it wouldn't happen. So the image Jesus gives the disciples here is that of the church attacking the gates of hell in a pagan place. With the power they will have because of his example, his teaching, his death, and his resurrection, they will prevail.